Oh, I talked to the owner today of Rodney's. Oh, and what a great chat. What a great chat, because much like my brother Pete, I got to introduce Rodney to the Dabbleverse and all that it has to offer. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Friday is going to be fantastic. Chad, I am begging, and let me tell you something. Everyone, if it were up to me, everyone gets in. I can't speak for John, but I will fucking say this. Chad better be in there. If someone's dumb enough to fly that faggot, and I love gay people, Chad, he's going to show up, and I'm going to call him gay on stage for 20 minutes. I'm going to do 20 minutes of gay jokes, and then I'll end them all with the Albert Breer approved tag, like me.
Like me.
Like Chad. And I swear he will get angry and storm out. And I'll tell you why. Because just like I said to Jim, I will say to anyone, like, I lived with him. I've never seen him with a girl. I've never seen him act confident with a girl, let alone a man. I think he might be gay. And you know what Jim said? I told him about this clip. Go, Keanu.
You got it.
A little slower.
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
With Kevin Brennan. I love him, but he is old and senile. Like, and this is the shit that offends me, okay? Like, when I send him a super chat and be like, I was hanging out with Florentine, he's like, did he open for him? No, I'm not Chad. I'm not Chad. I don't open for Jim Florentine. If Jim Florentine was doing a show somewhere and I was around and he said, do a guest spot, sure, and that would be me opening for him. But I don't, if a club called me and said, I want you to host for Jim Florentine, let me put it to you this way. They wouldn't, because they'd call Chad or someone of his comedic caliber. So we're hanging out, and I say to Jim, I'm like, look, because I'm like, your boy Chad lies. I can't put up with that shit.
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
And I'm going to tell you, that's what started the conversation, because Jim, ready for this? I'm going to tell you who Chad's mole was.
Well,
because no one cares.
Because even Florentine said it. We were talking about...
We came to find out this is who Chad's mole was the entire time.
Which we already knew.
And no one cares. And Chad can deny it, but he won't. And we didn't even think of it. And I looked at Jim. I'm like, he said I was the mole. And Jim's like, what? And I don't mean Jim said, how dare he? Chad, I hope you're watching, because you can say this to Jim as well, and he won't care. But Jim's a normal person, and you're a pathetic, sweaty, gay liar in denial. Okay, so, and I'm hanging out with my buddy Jim, and let me tell you, I'll hang out with him again. I'll be like, hope you don't mind. They're like, I don't care, because Jim doesn't care about the Dabbleverse. Jim doesn't do a stream like you do to try and get people to give you money so you can take a Spirit airline flight to come to the show, and they better fucking let you in, because I'm going to do so many jokes calling you gay. Why? What would your comeback be if I called you gay, Chad? Keanu.
Oh, you mean...
What would your...
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
We'll get to that. So I'm bitching about Chad, and I don't go, fuck Chad. Like, having drinks with Jim, and I'm like, look, I know you like your boy Chad. I'm like I was friends with him, but he's nuts. He's like literally telling people in the Dabbleverse, which sadly Jim knows what I'm talking about, and that I'm the mole from Compound. And he's like, what? And not like, I'll go back to that. Not like, what are you talking about? Why would Chad do that? He's like, what? Because he doesn't know what goes on in the Dabbleverse. I'm like, do you remember? I said he called me the mole. Do you remember when that shit was going on in Compound and Chad had all that information for like a month or two? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, well, he said I was the mole. I called him trying. And he's like, huh? And I said, but we know the mole is Allie. The mole was always this girl, Allie, okay, that used to work at Compound. When I said that to Jim...
You didn't say it. I walked in, and he said, no, it wasn't. It was that girl, Allie.
Yeah.
And then you went, precisely.
And we go, yes, it was Allie. So Jim knows who it is, but Chad fucking lied. Now, here's what you have to ask yourself. Why would Chad lie? Because he's a faggot who's trying to win the favor of men like Kevy. Kevy, Bob, like me. Ha, ha, ha. Do the thing again, baby.
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
So that's my point. Chad is gay. And I don't care that he's gay. But I hate that he's such a fucking self-hating faggot that he does shit like this and drags people into this, because I love gay people. I've kissed gay men. I have. What are you going to do? On the lips? Maybe. Maybe. You have to, that's on a bonus content. But what I'm saying is, Chad fucking lied about that. And it's not like anyone's surprised. Even fucking Jim Florentine, and Chad goes, well, Gene's trying to say Jim's, no, that wasn't the conversation. But Chad will lie and try and steer it so you don't believe the simple facts that are a straight line. I said, I talked about that, and he's like, yeah, Allie was the mole. We all knew it. And you know what Jim said after that?
What did he say?
He's like, no, I could see why you'd get pissed, because Stuttering John did that once on the Stern show, and he said Shuley was the mole about something when he wasn't. He did say that, remember? Which basically,
I get that. Yeah.
So basically, here's what you need to do, Chad. Here's your homework. Sorry, it's not blow a guy. You don't have to do that. You can do that for extra credit. No, Chad, your homework is to find out what exactly Jim thinks of Stuttering John, because that's what he compared you to. But I thought, no, didn't say Chad's gay, am I right? And he said, yeah, that never happened. You can try and spin that story. But then I was so mad and look, here's my other problem with Chad. I think he's gay and he doesn't fucking want to accept it, so he acts like an idiot. And then I told him that clip. I said, do you know one time I called him gay?
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
Why don't you blow me and get it over with? And I laughed. And I said, and that's when I said, you should say that to Chad. And he's like, what? I'm like, I think Chad's gay. And I don't care if he is, but when you say shit like that to me, do I care? I'm like, if you tell Chad he's gay, you know what he'll say? I'm not gay. And
all those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
Again, and then I said one time, it was like something out of The Breakfast Club. It's like, oh, the Niagara Falls area. We were talking about him being gay, and he defended himself by saying,
all those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
And Jim did not say he's not gay, Gene. And Jim did not say he's gay, Gene. He just went, again. Because Jim doesn't care that you're gay, Chad. I mean, if you're gay, Chad. I don't care that you're gay, Chad. He doesn't care if you're gay, Chad.
It's actually quite sad.
Yeah, it's sad. Because I'm telling you, if you Google Chad Zumock images, okay? And if you don't say, and Keanu, just bring up the ones that are obviously a sweaty, nervous twink.
I don't think he's...
What's that?
It's just... it doth protest too much.
That's it.
Right. That's what's sad. And we love the gays.
Yeah.
If he's gay, it's like,
but don't
quite sad that he can't live his actual self-realized life. But that's all. I mean, I don't know whether or not he's gay, but I said, I was just like, we liked you, Chad. We've defended you a lot of times, even though you've been nothing but shitty to us. And then to make Daddy Kevy happy, to make Daddy Kevy happy, you just come up with this weird lie. And then you act like, well, fuck you. Who cares if it was a lie? Well, we care. I care if someone's lying about my husband. I do care. And then he goes so what if it was a lie? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a country, the whole deal. It's like, what do you mean? So what? Who cares if it was a lie?
You know what?
I care.
Watch this. You know what time it is?
It's very annoying to be lied about.
You know what time it is? Sorry to talk over you, Karen. I got excited. You know what time it is? It's time to read text messages from grown men who don't care and will revel in this. I get the text this morning from Mark, and Mark's like, hey, it's up. By the way, let's see if Mark, I'm not going to use his last name. His stage name is Mark Lawrence. Unlike Chad, who doxed him, he didn't. I don't understand. Why didn't Mark Lawrence get mad when you heard me, told him I was reading stuff on stream? I'll tell you why. Because the Dabbleverse is a bunch of sad, fairy fucking losers, okay? And like a grown man like Mark, I'm reading that. He's like, yeah, I don't care. Just like I just told you about a conversation I had with Jim. And unlike Chad, Jim would never be like, that was said in confidence. No, this is how Chad says it. Thank you. That was said in confidence. You get it, hun? Because he's spitting a man's cum out of his mouth after pleasuring his dick like Chad does.
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
Right here. Look at this. Breaking news. Bob Van Patrice.
I was told by Chad that blowing a guy was extra credit, not homework. Fact check. Fact check. So, Mark, who I love, I said, I'll get right on to promoting it. Now, this is actually because the past 2 days, while all this shit's going on, while fucking Anthony's like, we're coming out, we're hanging out, man, while Kevin Brand's like, I'm going to go, noisemaker, all this shit, I don't care. While the ticket sales literally tripled, while the pre-sales tripled, they're in the upper 30s now. Trust me, if that was my show, I'd be bragging. I don't care. And trust me, the club will do just fine with those numbers at 7:30 on a Friday, and then you count the walk-ins and stuff. And by the way, I'm making a killing on everyone that says John isn't showing up. One guy's like, I bet you $1,000. I'm like, okay, how do we broker this bet? Some other guy's like, 50, I'm good for it. His name is Troll Hunter. This is where being a fake person, really doesn't come into play. Because like, what? And don't get me wrong, I believe Troll Hunter would pay me if he lost. And I would somehow find a way to pay him if I lost, but I won't. But the fact is, no. It's so funny. It reminds me of the classic clip of Kevin Brennan. Not sure what it is, but something has to come up, so he announced he won't be there. Chad, any bet you want to make? Any bet you want to make? And do you think if he doesn't show up, Daddy won't fucking grab the headlining thing and take all the money? Do you think that won't happen? I know. No, well, shut up, baby. I don't know if he's going to show up. Just shut up. I don't know if he's going to show up. We got to make this bet, Chad. Come on, honey. We don't know. Stupid. Make the bet with me. Make the bet with me that John's not going to show up so you can pay me in front of John and I can buy him a shit ton of drinks. Skull.
Yeah. He's not fucking scared.
Yeah.
He'll be there. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, by the way, watch me. Look, I wasn't reading the poor. I'm talking about Cardiff. Chad, watch this. Totally. It's just, by the way, I love Chad. Not Chad. I love Chad in a gay way, but Chad Zumock, I apologize, but this is why it's so funny. Because, I can't keep up with all the idiots in it. Hopefully, Chad, please tell me.
Fitzy said, how is a potato going to drive?
Chad Zumock, please tell me you're laughing at me, you, and this world we exist in. Because I told the story to Mark in our conversation. I'm like, when my boy Joey Dago, I go Melton, and he goes, is he the potato? And I have to say to a grown man, no, he's the onion. So wait, Chad Zumock, is the potato coming too?
Potatoes can't drive.
No, it's pan-fried coffee. We're not making hash browns.
Coffee.
We're not making hash browns. We're not.
If you don't get.
Mm-hmm. So I get a text from him and I tell him, because I was reaching out to him and the head bartender, Reggie. I'm like, I love it. I'll start promoting it today, my man. And he responds just what I wanted him to ask. What's this Stuttering John, Matt Mead stuff? He's text that. And I write, absolutely nothing. They're both fine. It's this Dabbleverse bullshit that you're a grown man, so you have no idea what it is, thank God. Most people with jobs, goals, and families don't. And then I got the fucking Zell from him, and I wrote, Poochie, ha, 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 ha. Simpsons reference, I just got the money, thank you. And then I wrote, give me a buzz. I'm like, no, wait, I'm going to call him. So then I call Mark, and I point out what the Dabbleverse is. And he's like, I kind of heard about it. I'm like, first of all, John, I said the same thing. I'm like, here's what the Dabbleverse is. I'm like, Mark, you're amazing. You're running a business. You have family, friends. You have a life. I'm like, have you ever said, you know what I need to do right now to feel better about myself? I need to go online and shit on someone. And he laughed. He got it immediately because he's a grown man. I'm like, so this shit you're hearing, are people calling the club? He's like, yeah, people keep calling the club. I'm like, okay, that's going to happen.
The long and short of it is, which I told him,
I'm talking about my conversation.
Oh, well, I was on the phone too.
So I'm talking to him, and I said, I'm like, because he goes, I forget how it comes up, but oh, I'm in it. I'm like, I don't want to be in it, but I told him, I don't know if you know this, I'm a lolcow. it was Dabbling 101. He's like, a lolcow. I'm like, let me explain. They're milking me. I learned this from the book. I said, they're milking me for laughs. And I just get so angry. I'm like, I'm always bitching about it. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know you don't. I said, I know you don't, Mark. I'm like, but that's what it is. And I'm like, the reason I'm entrenched in this, and it's like, because I knew these guys as comedians, and then they lost their mind. And I immediately brought up Shuli. I'm like, Shuli, fucking, who was a fucking never anything more than a whack pack handler on the Stern Show, has spent 7 years shitting on John. And then I said, me and John used to have a lot of beef. I'm like, but now that we're grown men, we just hang out. We don't care. And we laugh about this shit. And I said, Shuli will have his people. And I didn't even bring up the fucking people Shuli hangs out with, a pedophile, I guess you have to say. So fucking they don't spend another month reviewing my YouTube. And I said, that's all he does. So I'm like, he has people say that shit. And that's when Mark goes, we're up near 40 tickets sold in the past day. I said, that's a big jump. Because some troll on my account said there were only 16. So I don't know what the numbers are. I don't care what the numbers are, but we're laughing about that. And then I said, if you think you made money on the bar with us on Sunday, and he goes, we did. He said he said well over 450. I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm like, wait till you see this fucking Friday. I said, Anthony's coming out. He throws around bar tabs. I'm like, Brennan might be coming by. He likes to drink. I didn't mention Chad, but I'll get to Chad in a moment because I didn't realize that homo I didn't even touch the flashlight and it just goes on. I didn't know that queer was going to try and fucking, blow into town. See what I did? Hold on. I don't know why that flashlight goes on. But I said, it's going to be fantastic. And he's like, dude, I'm looking forward to it. And then Keanu walked in and we discussed some more of the insanity of it. What were you going to say, baby?
It's funny because I had, he said, and this guy, Tommy Jordan, he left.
We talked about Tommy. I'm sorry. Go on.
He left me a voicemail at the club saying that he was Stuttering John's manager and they needed to discuss how his half of the door would be paid to him. And I said, if you get any calls like this, it like SJ's showing up with this and that, or, it's all just trolls. It's just internet trolls. He's like, yeah, I figure. Right.
How much fun were we having with the conversation? And he's laughing about it. And I said, I'm like, yeah, we wanted Tommy to do a spot. I said, Tommy, I told him, I don't know if you were, I said, Tommy and I had beef the first time we met. He came to the Stress Factory show with me, Keanu, and John.
In an old man mask.
And I didn't even bring that up, right? I didn't even think of that. I'm like, and I got into it with him. But afterwards, I saw him the next time. He came by fucking the show I did, the Otto and George benefit at Bullseye with Carucci. I'm like, we were bullshitting, and we've been trying to get him to come on. He's like, yeah, he called me saying he was his agent. Well, would you like to know? The last thing he texted me, then he wrote, this is what Mark wrote.
I have the clip of it, by the way. Tojo sent it to me because he's an idiot.
Oh, we'll have to play that. So Mark writes, I need to get famous in the Dabbleverse. I'll punch John in his face for the money. I'm like, you will be an instant smash hit. That means two things. So then, you ready for this? So now, get this. Someone called, Chad wants to be on the guest list. Is that some loser comedian? Now, I don't know if you know this, but Chad will tell you he's passed at every club in New York. Do you know why? For the same reason he says he's straight.
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
Oh, sorry. It's the same thing. I'm passing more clubs than you. No one cares, Chad. You're either on stage telling jokes or you're not. Okay? You either walk into a club and they fucking know you're a comic or they don't. Okay? So Chad, who when I talked about how well we did at the show, is like, what did he say to Kevin? Oh, I've been past there for years and I went up and everyone just stop being stupid, Chad. Because this brings me back to the fact that, and I quote Kevin Downey Jr., I have no respect for comedians that do for people. God forgive me. Let me properly quote him. And again, the light just goes on. I didn't do that. He goes,
it happens on stage a lot too.
Yeah, it's terrible. I have no respect for people that think being a comedian is a fallback plan. That's why Chad is such an unfunny, insecure, nervous gay man who responds to accusations. Let me put it to you this way. If you think Chad is funny, and if you think Chad is straight, Why would Chad respond to being called gay with this? Sorry, I really thought you'd get it.
Yeah.
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
Again, if you, Keanu, call me gay.
Eugene, I feel like you would feel a lot happier if you came out of the closet.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Why don't you ask all the women I had sex with? He really said that. Okay. Now let's do another one. Tell me you had a great set at Dangerfields.
Gene, you had a
No, tell me you did, baby.
I had a great set at Dangerfields.
Oh my God, I've been past at Dangerfields for 20 years. I'm past at so many more clubs than you. In fact, I remember this is what Chad said. I remember when I was Rodney's, whatever. I remember, but it was Dangerfields. When it was, I remember. I can't remember the Linda Rowe chat. I remember Linda was there. Linda Rowe never hangs out at Dangerfields. Okay. She fucking works at Coastal Entertainment and never leaves the fucking Long Island place she lives. But again, Linda was there and she said, "You're funnier than anyone here." Can you imagine? Has anyone ever said that works in comedy?
No.
No one. That maybe a person in the crowd would say it. Okay. Probably a dude that was trying to get you to blow him again. But no one says that. Chad, it's not that you lie. It's that you lie like a fucking ninth grader.
Right.
That's the problem with you, Chad. And if anyone in here doesn't get that you're giving money to a fucking borderline retard, self-hating gay man who fucking is so bad at comedy that the booker, the owner who he doxed, because you ready for this? You know why he called him Mark by his real name instead of Mark Lawrence? Because he had to look up the name and acted like he knew him. And I don't have time for fucking people that do comedy as a backup plan because Chad is not funny. Flashlight. He's I think, watch this. I figured if you shake it, watch this.
Nope. No. Oh,
yeah. Now watch this.
That. It's because you're always using.
If Stuttering John doesn't show up for whatever reason, I'll bet anything you can get Cumia. Yeah, you can get Cumia to do a few minutes. No harm, no foul.
Let me just say.
You work with Stuttering John a day later. Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to finish it.
A day later. Stuttering John is not.
Put it on.
Showing
It's on you. Get more coffee. Go on.
Stuttering John is not backing out of this show. He will be there. He's not afraid of it. He's fine. But yes, of course. I mean, and in my opinion, yeah, I wouldn't. It's John's show. It's John's fucking show. If he doesn't want someone there, that's his prerogative. Is it what I would do? No, but it's John's fucking show. He just wants to tell a few jokes. He just wants to do his act and call it a day, and doesn't want it to be like this whole deal. I understand that.
Wait, what do you understand?
Either way, I'm happy to see our buddy Anthony.
Wait, why? What did you say about Anthony? I was getting coffee.
I said it's not our show. It's John's show.
No, it's not my show. It's not my show. But baby, no,
okay,
we're in bed with John. We tour with John everywhere. It's not all of our show. Mocking
if
the
you
Dabbleverse.
don't get.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. No, Keanu, it's all our show. We're in bed with John. We tour with him. We eat, sleep, and die. Idiots.
I'm excited to see our buddy Anthony, right?
Yeah.
But it's John's show. If he doesn't want somebody there, it's his show. Is it what I would do? No.
No, because you're a good comedian. Only
you calling him
watch this. Is it something Chad would do? Yeah.
Listen. It's not any of our fucking business.
Oh,
it can be there or cannot be there.
Oh, let me tell you something.
I will tell you this: John ain't not showing up. He's gonna be there.
No, you don't know that. Make me a bet.
Yes, I do know.
Keanu, can you pretend you're a comedian? Can you pretend? Can you pretend it's more important to be funny than be right? Do it again. Say you won't be there. Say he won't be there so we can get bets. He will be there. All right. God. Now here's what I'm saying. A weak comedian wouldn't let people in. And I have a feeling Anthony will be in that show. Trust me, because if he's not, I'll be at the bar next door, on stage, the bar next door. But
Gobble knows.
What's that?
John will show up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. No, he won't, Gobble. No, he won't. Make the bet with me. Have
Gobble
people make the bet with me.
My flashlight doesn't turn on when I shake my phone. Because you probably don't shake your phone.
You probably spent more than $8. Again, this phone.
What you don't get. Gobble says, do people hear you screaming through the bricks?
They don't. Trust you. Believe you me. So again, All I'm saying is, if you think John's not going to come, please make that wager with me. Again, somebody on my on X with another fake name is like, and dude, I wish I knew who he was, because he goes, bet you $1,000. And tell you what, if he shows up, I'll hand it to you right in front of him. And then you could be like, because I bet you weren't going to show up. I'm like, please do that. I'm like, I'll tip you $200 and buy fucking John drinks with 300, and all three of us will be thrilled. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
John, no, actually, I think I read it wrong. And I could look it up, but he's like, and John will ask you for half of it. I'm so somebody's like, he's like, and I guarantee John will ask you for half of it because you won the money on his bet. And I'm like, why don't we do that? Why don't we make that happen then? But again, I will say this. Now that's an interesting wager, because I'm telling you, I want Anthony to see my set. It's been great. And people are going to be in there. And if you, see, I was raised differently, I guess. Okay. I was raised by, I'll say it, Bob Levy. I was raised by guys like that guy, Leon. You're a Monday morning number. And I've always been like this. I'm like, get on stage, have fun, get them to drink. And I know everyone's like, Geno gets so drunk on stage. No, I don't. In fact, the birthday show, I was sober the whole fucking time. Fucking till we went to the bar next door, because I have to host it. It's almost like we used to do when we did Comedians of the Comp Ground. Shout out if you get that. If you know, you know. So again, like I can't imagine me ever saying, I know this guy's going to spend hundreds of dollars, but I don't want him to watch my set. That's not how a comedian talks, and that's just me. That's just me. And again, it's not my show, so it's not my business. But I would be really surprised if it didn't go like that.
It's not our business, not our show.
What did I just say?
Right. I know. I'm just saying.
Right. And I'm just saying that I'd be really shocked if Anthony wasn't in there. And it'd be retarded to fucking tell the club owner, you got to turn away all this money. It'd be retarded. And it's really like, what do you think the club owner does when you do that? All right, well, enjoy your last show here. That's what you do. Because again, this is another thing I've always said.
I mean, you don't know the conversations they've had or anything. Like,
I do. I talk to Mark all the time. I do know that.
Well,
they haven't had a conversation.
Yes, they have, though.
All right. Well, not according to the chat I had with Mark.
According to the headliner, that's
all right. Well,
the conversation.
Hey, then what do I know? What do I know? But again, my loyalty, and I said this, and that was another thing I got to say to Mark. It's like, Mark, I don't know if you've been paying attention, and that's what I'm like, I'm sure you haven't, although Chrissy is not. Is Chrissy the Dabbleverse?
I don't know.
Keek?
What do you mean?
Well, because we were talking about the Dabbleverse. It's not important to the story. It's just what I thought. But what did I say? I'm like, yeah. Like
that's where it came from when she said, do you dabble in comedy? But I don't think she wants any part of the Dabbleverse. Right.
There you go. By the way, $20 no show, $20 shows. I'm holding the bet. Why don't you two just look? I just made $2. Let me show you how gambling works. 20 no show, 20 show. The loser loses $22 if I'm Vegas. I hold both bets and I keep $2.
Dabbleverse, I suppose, wouldn't exist if Chrissy didn't say to him, I hear you dabble in comedy. Right.
She invented, you're right.
She doesn't want anything to do with it.
Like, no, exactly. Right. Do any of us?
No.
But what I'm saying is, well, it's not what I'm saying. I just thought of that because I was talking to Mark today and I'm like, look, that gun shit is all bullshit. Like Matt Mead was on Chrissy's show, just shamelessly plugging the Stuttering, well, our show, but shamelessly plugging, thanking you for our show this past Sunday, and saying, I love the club. Why would I ever do anything to jeopardize that club? He's like, I hope John fills it up. I'm like, my wife and John were talking yesterday, just fucking, gushing about the club. We are big fans of the Rodneys, aka Dangerfields, and there's no reason to fucking, do anything to fucking fuck with it. And no one is, except the Dabbleverse. So again, as a comedian, I am really looking forward to Friday. I really am. I cannot wait to see how it plays out. And again, I will be drinking with Anthony most of the night. Okay. So again, if I just have to do my set and walk out, and let me tell you, say very choice things, disappointing things, but that's not, you'll see. You know what? Only one way to find out, Keanu. Tell them what they have to do.
Come to Rodney's and
show up. Come to Rodney's. I'll be follow the here's what you do. Just if you can't find it, just look for the glowing flashlight.
Wow. What you don't get.
I thought that was pretty good.
What you don't get.
I thought that was pretty good. So again, let me read the final thing. So again, someone called Chad wants to be, and he just wrote Chad. Although Chad knows everyone. Chad wants to be a guest. Chad wants to be on the guest list. Is that some loser comedian?
They can't say it. Yeah.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
There you go. And he goes, tell them all to buy tickets. And I wrote, are you fucking with me? Because it's too good to be true when Chad continues to go out of his way to look like a fool. And that's why it's like.
And
so
again, that's probably not even Chad. It's probably just a troll calling to say that.
But
so, which is
first of all, trust me, Chad wants to be. Am I wrong to say this? Chad wants to be on the guest list. Okay. And trust me, now, whether it's him or not, there's no question. He said, who is Chad? that whether it was Chad or not, and trust me, Chad will say it wasn't, but Chad, please show up. So when you get to the door, no one, so I can watch, and I'm going to make sure they pay you. Charge you. I'm going to make sure, but I'm going to film you walking because he'll make sure he walks in with someone he knows. And please, trust me, here's the difference. Kevin will gladly pay. What's his name? Kevin will gladly pay because even though he's one of the funniest people I know, he doesn't think he's a comedian anymore. He knows he's a comedian, but you know what I mean. Fucking Anthony will fucking pay for 9 fucking people. Okay. Who else? Levy won't pay, but he'll be like, do you know the fuck I am? Right? Chad won't do any of those things. Am I wrong? Chad will be like, and I promise you, and I quote, tell them every loser like that pays full price, and if they ask to be on the guest list, I'll double it. So trust me, I'm going to make sure Chad has to pay double. All right? Watch this. Make sure Chad Zumock pays double. That's his last name. He's awful. Let's see what he writes to that. Let's see. So again, Chad, double price or don't come in. Don't fucking come in. Or watch this. Chad be like, you can't do that. What are you going to do about it, Chad? I'll tell. I guarantee you'll say something like that. He's an idiot. And it's like, maybe I'm mad that I was nice to him, for so long, that I forgave him so easily. Maybe I'm mad that I watch stupid people, unlike our boy Chad Zumock, who knows he's an idiot, fucking go like, and Chad doesn't get that he really is becoming Stuttering John. He doesn't. 90% of the people in his chat don't like him. 90% of the people in his chat are giving him money to call him a liar. It's insane. It's fucking insane. Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah. Shout out Chad Zumock. By the way, Chad, put it in the chat. Is the potato coming? Is that the rumor?
Whole produce section's coming.
And by the way, not only is Chad getting charged double, I'll say it again. I am going to do 20 minutes of calling Chad gay. I've got the jokes, Chad. I do. And I'm hoping someone tries to film it or even gets away with filming it.
All those girls I had sex with, it was so gross.
But again, let me say this. Never been a concern for me. Never been a concern for me. Someone taping my set. Never been a concern for me. Especially anyone in the Dabbleverse with 5 fucking views. Again, the one they taped of me, when they put a thing on the fucking with Schizo Sean, and they sent Steel Toe to jail for 8 days, and he came back stronger than ever. I don't know why I didn't blow that up. I was enjoying my coffee. Shout out to Echo Pineapple, this fucking fag. How do you feel about fucking Shmuel making smoking cigars look lame? Oh, don't even say Shmuel. Remember, Keanu, he just ruined me.
Oh, he did.
He is such a fucking joke. And yeah, it didn't look lame. It looked gay because I'll be honest. I saw the clip. I don't know what I was watching, but he was in AC and someone showed a clip of him smoking a cigar and he's like, hey, leave me alone. I think he gave, Tommy Jordan. Tommy, I feel better now I said it. Tommy Jordan, he gave him 20. And did you see it? Tommy Jordan does like some editing where it's just fast forward and he puts it in a slot machine. But he's like trying to look like the cool cat at whatever it was, Atlantic City. Oof. Oh.